The climate of India. While watching a TV or news channel, you may heard words like climate and weather. There are many elements that make up both the weather and the climate of geographical location. The most significant of these elements are temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, solar irradiance, humidity, precipitation, and topography. Climate refers to such conditions over a large area and follows a similar general pattern over 30 or more years. Weather refers a state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time or short period of time. Example minutes, month or year. The pattern of the elements of weather and climate for a place can be shown using pictures called climographs or climatographs. Climograph shows a average monthly values of maximum temperature, minimum temperature and rainfall for a given place. Factors influencing climate: latitude, land water relationship, relief, upper air circulation. The first factor, latitude. The average temperature for the year drops as you go further away from the equator. The reason is their difference is the differential heating of the earth. The intensity of temperature depends on the latitude. So, near the equator, more heat compared with the higher latitudes. As we move away from the equator towards the pole, the average annual temperature decreases. The India is divided into almost two equal parts by the Tropic of Cancer. The part that is on the south of the Tropic of Cancer lies in the tropical zone. The part that on the north of the Tropic of Cancer lies in the temperature zone. In the southern part lies in the tropical belt closer to the equator. Therefore, this region has higher average temperature than the northern part. The second factor, land-water relationship. The amount of sunlight that is first observed and then radiated back or directly reflected depends on the nature of the surface. The ocean absorbs and loses heat more slowly than land. So in a daytime, the land will get heat. The temperature is more in a land. So there will be formation of low pressure on land. The sea breezes blow towards low pressure, towards land. In the night time, land will get cool and ocean surface will be heat. So the formation of low pressure zone on ocean. So the winds will blow from the high pressure zone to low pressure zone. These winds influence the coastal region's climate and weather. A large part of southern India, because of its long coastline, comes under the moderating influence of the sea. The difference between the temperature of day and night and that of summer and winter is not much. This is known as equable climate. The third factor, relief. Students, you learn already the temperature decreases when you increase the altitude. Hence, hills and mountains will have lower temperature compared with the plain regions. Therefore, the relief and altitude of region influence the climate of the area. Many hill stations are like Shimla, Gulmarg, Nainital, Darjeeling. In South India, Kodaikanal, Udagamandalam means Ooty. They will have cooler climate compared to other places of India. The fourth factor, upper atmospheric circulation. The climate of India is also affected by the movement of upper air currents known as jet streams. These are fast flowing air currents in a narrow belt in the upper atmosphere. About 12,000 meters, the speed varies about 110 kilometers hour in summer and 184 kilometers per hour in winter. An easterly jet stream develops at about 25 degrees north latitude. A jet stream causes the neighboring atmosphere to cool. This cooling effect of the easterly jet stream causes rain from clouds already found over this latitude. Seasons. Winter. The temperature in the Indian landmass considerably reduced from the mid-November, and this cold season continues till February. January is usually the coldest month. Day temperature sometimes drops below 10 degrees centigrade in several parts of the country. During the winter, the weather is generally pleasant with a clear sky, low humidity and cool breeze. Cyclone depressions coming from Mediterranean Sea called western disturbances cause low to moderate rainfall over northern India. This rainfall is boon to wheat crop which is generally cultivated in Rabi season. Summer. During the hot season, as we move from southern to the northern part of the country, the average temperature increases. Starting in April, the temperature rises and slowly the maximum day temperature exceeds 37 degrees centigrade in northern plains of India. Even the minimum temperature does not go below 20 degrees. The northern plain experiences dry and hot winds called loom. Towards the end of summer season, pre-monsoon showers, also called bursting showers, are common in Deccan Plateau. These help in the early ripening of mangoes and other plantation crops in peninsular India. Hence, they are locally known as mango showers in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Advancing monsoon. The India climate strongly influenced by the monsoon winds. The sailors who came to India during olden days noticed the regular periodic reversals of winds. They used these winds to sail towards the Indian coast. The Arab traders named the seasonal reversals of wind system as monsoon. The monsoon forms in the tropical area approximately between 20 degrees north latitude and 20 degrees south latitudes. With a Coriolis effect, the winds will take a right direction after the crossing of equator from the south to north. If the wind blows towards the south pole, the wind will take the left direction. So in this process, the winds will reach India from the in the southern direction, southern hemisphere. They are called as southeast monsoon winds. In the northern hemisphere, they are called as southwest monsoon winds. Normally, winds blows from high pressure to low pressure zone. High pressure and low pressure, it depends on the region temperature. So normally winds blows from the southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere. So when the southern hemisphere moving towards the equator, those winds called southeast monsoon winds. And after reaching the equator, they will take the right direction. These winds called southwest monsoon winds. Most probably the southwest monsoon winds will bring a lot of clouds towards the Indian landmass. The Indian peninsula divides them into two branches, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. Both the branches reach India by the beginning of June, which is known as the onset of monsoon. They gradually spread over the entire country in 4 to 5 weeks. The bulk of annual rainfall in India is received from southwest monsoon. The amount of rainfall is very high along the west coast due to the western Ghats. Retreating monsoon. October and November is a period of transition from hot wet conditions to dry winter conditions. The retreat of the monsoons is marked by clear skies and rise in temperature. The land is still moist owing to the conditions of high temperature and humidity. The weather becomes rather oppressive. This is commonly known as October heat. The low pressure conditions which once prevailed over northwestern India move far south to the center of the Bay of Bengal by early November. During this period, the cyclonic depressions are common which originate over the Andaman area. These are tropical cyclones are often very destructive. The thickly populated deltas of the Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri are their targets. No year ever goes disaster free. Occasionally, these tropical cyclones visit Sundarbans and Bangladesh too. Bulk of the rainfall of the Coromandel coast is derived from depressions and cyclones. Anthropogenic global warming. The problem now is that the heating is much more rapid and could lead to catastrophic changes. Much of the warming that has been occurring since the Industrial Revolution is because of human activities. Hence, the current global warming trend is called AGW, Anthropogenic Global Warming. So, most recently, scientists are discovering large volumes of methane under the frozen tundras of the far northern latitudes. As global temperature increases, the ice in tundra melts more. An international effort to form an agreement whereby all countries try to reduce their emission of greenhouse gases has so far not been achieved. An international organization called Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) was formed to address this issue. It has held many conferences to work out a treaty among the nations of world to reduce AGW and try to slow down the process of climate change. The IPCC 2015 Paris Summit came to an agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in order to limit the rise in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees centigrade. Broadly, the disagreements are between the developed countries and developing countries. Developed countries want developing countries to cut down on burning coal and other activities that add greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. Developing countries argue that developed countries developed preciously by burning fossil fuels when they were developing. Developing countries say that their economic development will be seriously damaged if they don't burn fossil fuels, mainly coal, and that developed countries should do their fair share of work to help find alternatives that can help the developing countries to progress. The most scientists from around the world agree on this much. AGW is real. It is happening and it is leading to rapid and drastic climate change. They warn that severe weather and other changes will increase in the coming years and threaten life as we know it. One of the human activities that contribute to global warming is deforestation. If a rise of 2 degrees centigrade in average temperature may appear to be small, this would affect a large portion of coastal region and many people would have to be shifted. Nearly 200 families the past few years in the process of being evicted by the Kolkata Metropolitan Development Authority KMDA. After devastation of severe cyclone Aila in 2009, these families' huts were bulldozed by KMDA and they became homeless and laborers in construction field, etc. Other effect would be rainfall. This likely to be more erratic and lead to greater imbalances. Climate change is something that happens at global level. It affects all of us.